Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a lovely day. You know, I go looking for the thing that I use to clean my glasses, but I take off my glasses in order to go look for it because my glasses are dirty, and then realize I can't see. So I have to put my dirty glasses back on to find the cloth, to find the glasses. Anyways. Hope you guys are having an easier day than me. I'm really stressed out, but I do want to get a little bit of work done on this, especially considering the Chromies gave me some datas on the type of hat Chromie Luigi Vacchia is wearing. As it turns out, it is a top hat and not a Pope hat at all. It's called a Pope hat, but it may be a dictation issue in the original writing. Ah. How did I clean my glasses and they got more dirty? Why? Cloth is probably dirty. Stable, my soul. Beautiful liar, on the neighbor. I'll try, don't destroy my soul. They turned off the water in my building. Which, I mean, yeah, okay, maintenance, what you do. They said it would be back on by noon, and it wasn't on by noon, and it wasn't on by 2, and now I've got a stream. I'm itchy and dirty, and I don't like it! And I can't fill my water bottles back up, which I also don't like! Sorry to be, well, autistic, but I can't take when things are not the same as they always are. I don't like it. And I will protest. Put on my best Karen-ness and lose my fucking mind. So I found out that this hat isn't a Pope hat, it's a top hat. I thought the reference for it looked more like it's this shape. But because it said Pope hat in the written part, but that was probably a dictation thing. And dictation makes monkeys of us all. I say, as a person who dictates a lot of things and then immediately goes back and goes, "Oh God, how did this all go so wrong?" Yes, we are drawing the top hat. Just in the document, it does say the. Oh, Isekai Luigi has a Pope hat. Oh, so we've got both. Okay, wicked. Under the table, beautiful liar, the neighbor. Fuck. Oh no, that's okay. And it is hard, and it should be well respected as a thing that is hard. Just like that, we got a little top hat. So dashing. Indeed. We're just doing initial sketches here. Blocking in some text bubbles. This will be done with a proper text, a proper font. Now we want to I'm gonna call this page 1. I am drawing over this, but it is on a different layer. You had a math competition today and scored 26%, but that in most previous years was more than enough to pass to the next round? Reminds me of, oh, what's the name of that anime? Assassination Classroom. Wasn't that a whole thing in Assassination Classroom? They basically had to do some really difficult test or other, and one of the questions, or like for the competition, they had to like do a question that like only 10% of the people who even wrote the test could actually pass. Even though, as the question was described, it looked incredibly easy to me, and I'm bad at math, so I'm sure I'm just deceiving myself, but at the same time, let me look up this question, because I remember looking at it and going, oh, just invert the structure and you'll have what you need to measure. Okay. All I did was inverse the problem. So the question describes a cube on the corners of which are circles. Each of those circles, or sorry, a cube on the corner of which there are spheres. The radius of each sphere, right? So the radius of each sphere meets halfway in between, like each radius is half the length of the square, basically. So we got 5 little balls, or sorry, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Eight spheres that are cutting into a cube. Their space is not counted. We need to calculate the space that's left within the cube. And I was just like, all you have to do is inverse it so that it's a sphere inside of a cube, because all you're doing is calculating the remaining thing if the sphere was inside of the cube. It's exactly the same thing. It's 1 sphere, 1 cube, or 8/8ths of a sphere. I don't know if I'm making it understood. This is the problem. I just reread it. Okay? In 3. Yeah, let me zoom in here. So this is a drawing of the problem. They describe it as a drawn problem, right? So we've got a cube, a wee cube like this. And we'll call that side X. It's a cube, so all of these sides are X. On the corner of each part of the cube, we have a sphere intersecting it. The radius of the sphere is this. So the square is being cut into this star shape by a series of spheres. The spheres are touching at the edge. Right? Like this. All the way around. So, ignoring the space those atoms take up, because they're described as atoms, we're going to, therefore, calculate what's left. My answer is this. As a person who understands spatial relations and does not understand math, this is equal to this. It is 100% 1-to-1 equal to this, because the radius of this is 1/2. And this sphere can be bisected into 8 parts. So you're literally calculating the difference between the cube and the sphere. That's what I'm saying is the answer to this question, and nobody solved it properly. Nobody solved it properly. Even the guy who did all of the calculations and figured out how to do it and blah 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 blah, he did it the hardest way possible. He didn't go, oh, each of these makes up a singular sphere with the radius of x. All I have to do is calculate for the sphere and then calculate for the square and then minus 1 from the other. Yeah! There's people trying to explain how the anime works, and then there's one guy who suggested the answer I did, and that one has all of the likes. That's exactly right. Yeah, I mean, it's a grade 9 high school question. It shouldn't be harder than this. I mean, it could have been worded better, but in my opinion, it was worded just fine. You have an atom of which has the radius of half of x attached to each corner that aren't calculated in this calculation. You calculate the remainder for x. It's literally just a sphere in a square or in a cube. Anyways. And that's how I prove myself smarter than the writers of that fucking thing, because I don't even know why they suggested any other answer. Anyways, that was the question that like someone finished and that won them the top grades in their class, was the fact that they actually managed to finish the question the hardest way possible, calculating the remainder of each individual atom, or each space that the atom wasn't taking up, which is to me just horrifically inefficient and not very effective. And, oh my god, I dropped the floor. No, come here. Where did you go? How did I lose it? I was wearing a bandana. I took off my shirt and now my bandana is gone. Where has it gone? Oh, never mind, it's still in my head. Yep. See it on my face. I made up my mind. Not another time. Let me get Anyways, what sucks is, I know for sure that if I had handed in that answer to my professor, even if it was right, and even if I'd shown my work, they still would have given me 1 on the question because they didn't solve it the way they wanted me to solve it, and that's why I hate math. You're wondering, this is a rough 1 point perspective. It technically isn't 1 point perspective, but it's kind of fudging it. Oh, that's gotta be severely frustrating.
Walk away, don't look. Baby, when I'm gone for good. Baby, when I'm gone for good. When everything falls apart, I put it right through my heart. Walk away, don't look. Baby, when I'm gone for good.
I'm glad a score like that doesn't crush your soul. Because it crushes mine a little bit, and I'm not even you. You're wondering why my voice is so rough? I can't get any more water until they turn my water back on, which they haven't done yet. And I want my money back. I'm not sure what money I'm talking about here, but I want it back. Anyways, yes, I'm vaguely stressed because of this stupid water thing.
Get up, get dressed. Before
You know what, I'm gonna make that a lot
what's
smaller. It needs to
left to
not
do is
take
get
any
rest.
attention from anything.
You, my favorite, but I wanna taste
Put it a little bit
you
further back
and
and
feel you shake, raising an earthquake. Can't push the brakes when a rush hits. We're
there we
going
go.
in, we're going in. You keep me biting my cheek, year after year. Only gets better, I'm weak in the knees. We hit the sheets, you on my lips, I'm feeling the heat. That's all I need. When a day's gone, we've only begun. That's the best part. When we get it on, I'm addicted, no denying it. Cause you don't cross my mind, you live in it. I wanna taste you and feel you shake, raising an earthquake. Can't push the brakes when a rush hits. We're going in, we're going in.
When I was growing up, there was a
Keep me biting my cheek, year after
wasn't a theme park is the incorrect term. I don't know what else to call it, except that it was like a sports themed thing that you can go to and do things like batting cages, and it had a golf range, and it had go-karts, and it had mini golf. But like all the activities were activities. It wasn't like roller coasters. They were sports-ish. They eventually added a water park to it, but when it first opened, it was just sports. They stealing my water! I know. And you know when you know that you can't get more water, you get extra fucking thirsty? Jesus fucking Christ. Though, I mean, I've actually done a similar quote-unquote competition. It was actually I want to say audition, because that's not the right word. Portfolio. I had to submit a portfolio in order to get into my animation school, and they only take people who get above a 60%. I got an 82, I think? Which was really funny, because a lot of people who got in, you know, they squeaked in with like a 60, 61, like you do. And people at one point in time when they were like, okay, so just to let you know, we only allow people who got a better than a 60% on their portfolio. At which point everybody kind of goes, oh, okay, so I didn't do too bad. And then people started comparing notes, and everybody's numbers were so much lower than mine. And I was just like, oh god, please, 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 please. And then they were like, what'd you get? I'm like, I got an 82. And they were like, how? I'm just like, because I'm good at drawing cartoons, but like, That's so cool, though. So is it the time limit that fucks you over, or just the difficulty? Like, is it just that you can't arrive at any conclusions fast enough? Or that it's just impossible to arrive at conclusions at all? I want to, Pegasus! I have to ration my water, because I don't know when they're gonna turn it back on. Agony! If you're wondering why I drew this in pink and I drew all over my own drawing...
I got this new anime plot. Basically, there's this high school girl, except she's
it's on its own layer. It hasn't screwed up anything here.
Hunkers.
There's just some background here now.
Packing some Doban hunkeros. Massive Dohunga Bangaloos. Big old Tanhanga Cougars. What happens next? Transfer student shows up one day with even bigger Bakhanaga hoops. Humongous Hungalamga no Logangas.
It was saving. I can't curse the autosave too much. It does what it needs to do, and I need it to do the thing that it does, but oh my god. Ooh. Even without you here. Still got a hold on me. Nothing changed, even without you here. Okay, I'm gonna say that's the first page rough done. Let's save this as a JPEG. Save first. Duplicate. Ding. Na, na, na. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Send. Sounds new. Chromie comics. P1 sketchy. Open. Boop. Hey, Ilyatan. That's fun. Yep. Just figuring out where I'd like to start doing the line work.
Your smile keeps playing, you're miles away, yeah. I would go overseas just like that. Don't overthink it, why can't you stay? Give me the call and I'll just be there like that.
I don't understand it.
But you can't be together when everything keeps me under pressure, yeah. It's so overwhelming, but I will wait forever so you can't go.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Why try so much to get back? That's something you thought I had to drive me crazy, but I still want you here. So just give me the call and I'll just be there like that.
I don't understand it.
But I will wait forever so you can't come and get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand.
If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm creating a ruler to follow for lines that are definitely straight, are going to be straight. I'll draw over top of them so they still have a hand-drawn look, but this will help me keep my perspective correct as we go along. Yours.
I wish I could remember. Take me down. All this time I've been trapped in, not knowing where my heart is. I've been telling myself to stop. Just make me whole. Just make me whole.
Just realized we have to do our subathon tomorrow. Because we didn't do one last month, and we got like 50 bucks from Twitch, which is not great.
You just like the fat girl. You just like the fat girl. You just like the fat girl. You just like the bad girl. In me she's the best. Easy with the sad girl. She'll put you to the test. Now she's just a mad girl. Laying on your chest. Let her go out with it. Go up and down with it. You just like the bad girl. In me she's the best. Easy with the sad girl. She'll put you to the test. Now she's just a mad girl. Laying on your chest. Let her go out with it. Go up and down with it. I get addicted to the wrong things. You come along searching for one thing. One near to you and then I'm out here feeling alive. I'm out here feeling alive. You're just like the fat girl. You're just like the fat girl.
You're just like a bad girl, but you're the best.
Easy with the sad girl, she'll put you to the test. Now she's just a mad girl, laying on your chest. Let her go out with it, go up and down with it. You're just like the bad girl, in me she's the best. Easy with the sad girl, she'll put you to the test. Now she's just a mad girl, laying on your chest. Let her go out with it, go up and down with it. Girl, is the best. Go out with it, up and
Hi, Tex.
broke. Now I'm broke. I'm broken.
And how dare I like Pal World? This is good. Allow me to add to the bullying. If you have the money, and if you don't, that's totally valid too. It's actually really fun. I will be playing it in a bit once my hand decides that it's had enough. Because that is good self-care, and that is what we do here.
Hey, so this is a little awkward. Things haven't really been working out as well between us, and I think it's time for both of us to kind of just move forward.
What's fun for me is like I own Ark, but I've hesitated to play it because I don't know, the style of it's kind of not my thing as much.
Yeah, so is that cool if I use your song in my YouTube?
Like the play style seems cool, but the style of it is just kind of for me. So to have something that's basically all the things I like about Ark with a style that I think is actually really fun, that's like perfect.
Baby, I'm calling for you, and I'm stuck in a loop.
What's on the canvas? You mean the area over here? That's the full page. I've just zoomed in to do some inking, quote-unquote inking, on this panel. You see where the red rectangle is? That's where I've zoomed into.
Baby, I'm calling for you, and I'm stuck in a loop. stuck in a loop. Baby, I'm calling for you. I'm stuck in a loop. Baby, I'm calling for you, and I'm stuck in a loop.
It's nice that my finger isn't what's bothering me, it's just my hand because I'm just out of practice drawing.
Baby, I'm calling for you, and I'm stuck in a loop.
The way you rebuild muscles to work them.
One more time and one more night without your hands, without me in your arms. Looking back, I wonder why I didn't show you how deep is my love. Let's talk about love. Tell me, what do you like? Tell me, where do you wanna see me naked? Let's talk about love. Tell me, what do you like? Tell me, what do you love? Let's talk about let's talk about love. Let's talk about love. Let's talk about I'm gonna be better than you thought. I promise I won't jealous. You don't deserve it all. I'm gonna be better. That's
Oh my god, who's messaging me?
let's talk about let's talk about love. Let's talk about
Oh my god! Oh my god! Little cousin!
Talking to me with your eyes, I get a hint of the perfume that I like. Wear it like a disguise.
Oh yeah. So on Twitter, not on real social media, but on Twitter, apparently someone overheard someone else refer to Doctor Who as Docky Who, which he then complained about on Twitter, to which every Docky Who fan decided that that is now the proper name for the show. It is now Docky Who forever and forever. Get wrecked, it's Docky Who. And I appreciate when a community comes together to troll the ever-living shit out of a whiny douchebag. Docky Who! D-O-C-C-Y. Like... If you actually want to look it up, like the articles, because of course articles got written about people being like, Docky Who fans troll angry person who doesn't like it being called Docky Who. And don't call it Docky Who. That's not very appropriate. I've been a fan for 50 years, and how dare you call it Docky Who? I know, right? It's just, I'm just like, who, like, the other half of it is, who the fuck calls it that? Like, before this point, who the fuck called it that? No one called it that. So you're literally getting mad over, I presume, overhearing someone at like a fucking supermarket refer to it as that, probably to annoy their own friend, and decide to throw in the towel and just lose your shit on Twitter over it. Get fucked, it's Docky Who now. Everybody's on the side of the Docky Who. I'm good to you, honey, like... Also, little cousin got an award on his play that he wrote, which is adorable. Right? Actually, they already have one of those. It's called the Sarah Jane Adventures. No, my stylus! Fuck! Why you gotta fall on the floor, huh? Why you gotta fall on the floor and make me pick you up with my toes? You hecking piece of shit. Fucking stylus. I just want to drink some water. Stop it. That was me yelling at an empty soda can that was threatening to dive bomb its way off my desk as well. I talk to inanimate objects, but I'm glad they don't talk back! Sometimes I feel weak. Feel sorry inside. Pick you up. The overlying pattern of memory hides your true face. Take your own method, looking for the one who's trying to be perfect. Yeah. What I do? You will try to match it. Don't be sad if you don't make it up. You hope for wonders. Living life means making blunders. It can make you shatter. You will try to fight the thunder. Trust me, no matter what happens, remember we'll stay by your side and your heart. Whatever happens, remember that you can do anything you want. You can do anything you want. Follow the light if you're not sure. Listen to your gut. I was wondering why he was going off earlier about becoming a writer. I was like, oh, that's a new thing to say that you want to do. Because he won an award. You will try to match it, don't be sad if you don't make it up. You hope for wonders, living life means making blunders. It can make you shatter, you will try to fight the thunder. Trust me no matter what happens, because I will stay by your side and your whatever happens, remember that you can do anything you want. You can do anything you want. There really should. So fun story. With the understanding that this happened before Columbine, okay? This happened before Columbine. But, my little brother had to do a creative writing assignment for this teacher that he hated. He hated this teacher, everybody hated this teacher. I hated this teacher when I had that teacher. He was unfit for the job on so many levels. And I won't go into details because some of them are really gross, but he was an unfit teacher, and my brother didn't like him, and my brother didn't appreciate him. So he wrote this story about how he got locked in the school and with a bunch of his friends, like they were doing some sort of like overnight charity because that was kind of a popular thing to do back in the day. And this teacher starts hunting them down and killing them all. And I read that, I read this short story that my brother wrote, and it was really well written. But of course it was also written in pen, on paper, so it's not like he could go back and edit his teacher's name out of it. And because of that, and because he literally had to hand it into that teacher, he got suspended. Now, if this was obviously post-Columbine, that probably would have been a bigger part of, a bigger concern in entirety. But at the time, I was just like, I understand the name being a problem. That's a problem. Actually, you know what? He didn't actually use his name. He just said Mr. H, like H being the person's last name. But it was really obvious it was his fucking English teacher. It was intensely obvious. And the students like tried to like Home Alone his ass, but it didn't work. Like it was a psycho killer thriller, Mr. H murdering everybody in the entire school. Very, very dark and fucking, but exciting and well written. Just, you know, change the name better than that. And he got in so much shit. And I was just like, but it was a good story. Stop judging him on the source of inspiration, which, to be fair, after you've had a chalkboard eraser thrown at your head by a guy who can definitely pitch baseball, which is terrifying, you can't help but wonder if he might actually have it out for the students. They didn't take kindly to it. Yeah, he used to throw basically anything he had in his hands would end up going across the classroom. And he was a really good shot, and he hit many a student. History textbooks, chalk erasers, like, he was not to be a teacher. My math teacher didn't appreciate me correcting him. I actually got thrown out of class for getting into a massive argument with my math teacher. There were these logic questions in the math textbook. Like, logic questions. Like, puzzles, basically. And they weren't very mathy, they were more logic-y. Like, for instance, the age-old question of, there were two girls in a swim class together. They had the same parents, the same parents, and they were born on the same day of the same year, but they weren't twins. How is this possible? So, of course, the official answer is they were triplets or from a larger amount of multiple birth. My answer was they didn't specify the month. So one could have been born on January 1st, the other one could have been born on December the 1st. It only takes 9 months to, you know, have a baby. He did not like this answer and was just like, it's implied. I'm like, they didn't specify month, so it's not implied. But the one that actually got me kicked out, because I literally was trying to physically show him how he was wrong, is the single most seriously stupid thing in my entire fucking universe. Oh my god. Okay. Here's the question. So we have a bookworm, and it likes to eat through books. It eats from the first... We've got more than 2, but we're just gonna, for this demonstration, we're gonna do 2 books. Volume 1 and Volume 2. He eats through the pages and covers, as many pages and covers as he wants to, but he eats from the first page of page 1 to the first page of page 1 to the last page of book 2. How far did he travel? Now the covers are a centimeter thick, and the page, like the bound pages are like 5 centimeters thick. So we got like, or half a centimeter. So half a centimeter plus half a centimeter is 1, and then we got 5, 5, and then 0.5, and 0.5. If he eats from the first page of the book 1 to the last page of book 2, how far does he travel? Answer: 1 centimeter. 1. Because the first page of this book is right here, and the last page of this book is right here. He just travels cover to cover. And I was so furious. I'm just like, no, it must be written down wrong in the book. Because of course the question involved, like, I think a series of 10 books. So, but this is the effective question. If he eats from the first page of the first book to the last page of the last book, he skips all of the pages and covers from these books. It's a trick question. So even if there's a bunch of books in between here, you still don't count these 2 ends. And I was like, no, let me show you. I'm like grabbing books out of my book bag. I'm like, okay, this is the first book, and this is the second book. Look, this is the first page, this is the last page. It's the cover is the only thing in between them. He kicked me out of the classroom. He was so furious at me. Well, exactly, but the picture and the way we, as people in North America, well, you know, it doesn't matter. So long as they are sitting on a bookshelf in order, the first page and the last page are separated by cover. So 1 centimeter. And I was just like, I was so angry at him too. Like, he actually... This was in grade 6, so like... I'm just like, he actually picked me up and screamed in my face, didn't he? I'm like, yeah, he did pick me up and scream in my face. He's just like, but you're, you know, underplaying my authority. And I'm like, your authority is written in the back of the book, and the back of the book had the wrong answer. It's not your fault. But in the common orientation, in a library setting or in a bookshelf setting where you're going to put books that are ordered in order, you would always skip the first book's contents and outer cover, and half of its outer cover, as well as the last book's inner contents and outer cover. And I'm just like, it's not your fault that the answer's wrong, but it's also not wrong. Oh yeah, you also can't say the word traveled in a straight line, but probably the idea is that it traveled in a straight line from the first page to the last page. Anyways, these are reasons why I was constantly not treated intensely well at my at that particular school. I mean, I was being a little shit, but I also wasn't wrong, and I still don't regret being a shit about it. Yes. I'm using the Google Doc in the pinned. I'm still of the opinion that being smart's a party trick. Doesn't get you a job. Doesn't make you capable of tolerating stress. Doesn't get rid of your anxiety. Actually, I've read papers that state that having a higher IQ makes you more prone to depression and anxiety. I'm like, you think? One of the things I learned when we started working at different grocery stores was how people do not like being corrected even when they're very wrong. And it is also never appropriate to laugh when you're trying to explain something to someone, which was how I broke the ice previously as a kid, when I was just like, laugh a little bit and act like they're telling me a very good joke so that I disarm them a bit, and that is not an effective method with customers, or adults for that matter. Because they think you're laughing at them. And I'm just like, no, I'm just trying to make you not be angry at me. Things that need fixing. The fact that all of the rules you learn in kindergarten stop applying by about age 8. All the rules you learn around age 8 stop applying when you hit puberty. And all the rules you hit during puberty and shortly afterwards change completely again in adulthood. And I am now currently cynical about anything that I think I know about reading people right now. Because I figure it'll all change again. Indeed. Let's talk silly grocery store stories since I'm on that topic. So I was scanning groceries, like you do, and this person had, you know, those little plastic produce bags? I don't know if they still do plastic produce bags, but this was back in the era where there was plastic produce bags, so bear with me. Little plastic produce bags, full to overflowing with veggies and fruits, like you do. And I was just like, if I weigh these and then send, because it's a little slanted, so like the little chute that I put the groceries down was slanted. I'm like, they are all gonna fall out of these bags. So I helpfully tied up the bags before weighing them and sending them down their way. After about the third or fourth bag, the person noticed that I was doing this and lost their shit entirely because I was now officially weighing the air inside. This is when I learned the lesson that you can't laugh while explaining something to someone, because I literally thought they were telling me a joke. They were not. They were angry! Because they really thought that me tying the top of their bag would weigh the air inside of it. Whereas previously, when the bag was open, the air was not being weighed inside of it. Anyways, yeah, sorry, I'm still vaguely traumatized because I'm still trying to figure out if they, because I know they were earnest. They were really of the belief that having air inside of the bag tied into the bag made it weigh more. I know! I politely asked if I could tie them afterwards, and this was like still an upset for them. Yeah, I mean the air's not get the air pressure that's inside of a bag that's tied is still 1 atmosphere, because these are those thin, like that, and also like I was just like, but you can see I can push the air out of it, and she's like, well, push it out and then re-weigh it. I'm like, okay, so I had to like get like a bunch of them removed and re-weigh them, and oh wait, they were all the same fucking price. Also, the people who would take like, you know, because there's like usually put mushrooms into a paper baggie. They would bring the paper baggie over and then dump the mushrooms out onto my incredibly filthy till with my incredibly filthy hands, and you know, be like, I don't want you to weigh the bag, and I'm like, I can tear the bag. I could reset my scale if it's really that big a concern. Don't do this! They're mushrooms! Any dirt they pick up is permanent! Why? As a note, all of these stories are from the Beverly Hills of Canada, which is where I had the. And I'm not underemphasizing it. Like where the animation college is that I went to is the single richest city in Ontario, which meant that my rent was impossible, and I was really lucky to find roommates. You'd kill for that? You'd kill for someone destroying mushrooms by putting them on the filthiest till ever? It's one of those feelings where you're just like trying not to viscerally react to, do you understand how much change flows across here? At least give me a second to spray it clean with a cleaner, even though you probably don't want this cleaner on your fucking mushrooms. Also, hi, Hot Mustard. Almost read your name as Hot Mustard, but... Almost touch the ground. Yeah, they can always build a better idiot. And way too many of them live in, this place. What was kind of fun about that place, though, like, one of the really cool things about living in a place with just people with more money than God himself, like, just it cannot be overstated enough, the very concept of, like, it's like Orange County, this is like Beverly Hills, this is like people who have all of the money. All of the very, very rich bankers from, like, Toronto have houses here. They have mansions, just gigantic fuck-off mansions. And I was working at the cheap grocery store where, theoretically, the poor people from town were the ones who were to shop there. Because that's where the cheap stuff was. But, of course, that doesn't actually... Like, that's not gonna dissuade someone who wants to save a buck, right? From doing that, so... Yeah. But what was really, really cool about working there was all little old ladies who worked there, because it was almost exclusively little old ladies, is all of them were millionaires. Everybody who worked there, that was a cashier, was a millionaire. They were married to one. They all worked at a grocery store for light exercise and social reasons. And their response to work and how they felt about work really helped inform me for the rest of my life about how I should feel about work. And how they would respond to toxic Karens, because toxic Karens have always existed, even before they were nicknamed that, was just amazing. Oh yeah, it was so weird, but because they didn't need the job. And that was the thing that always killed me, is they didn't need the job. So it's not like management could take things up with them. So when one of them decided that being a cashier was thirsty work, we all got to have bottled water. She would pay for it, and we all got to have some. And when the company kind of went, well, you shouldn't have water at your cash station, she was just sort of like, I think I don't have a problem with it. I'm not sure why you do. And I was like, I could never talk to my boss like that. And she's like, oh, don't worry. If you ever have a problem with any of them, you just come to me. I'm like, oh my god. I really liked working as a cashier, but eventually the damage that throughout my teenagerhood had been done to my ankles and knees finally caught up with me, and standing up is just not a thing I can do for any real length of time anymore. That's right! Oh yeah, and one of the weirdest things about working there, the cashiers in Canada do not receive tips. In fact, we're not allowed to. Because it can get mixed into our till. We could claim that it's a tip when it's actually us shorting our till / stealing. Yeah, no sitting when working was a big And it's the way cash stations are set up. Like when I hurt my leg at one point, and I actually got a doctor's note saying that I should be allowed to sit whenever I need to. Yeah, that did not work out. I couldn't actually you couldn't fit a chair in that spot. Not sure why that happened, but it did. They eventually moved me out to customer service, which did have enough room for a chair, which was actually kind of nice. Except when you're dealing with customer service, you're dealing directly with the Karens. And boy, oh boy, they do not like the idea of someone sitting down on the job in front of them, even if you stand up immediately as soon as they enter the room. They're like, you're slacking, and I'm like, how do you even know? Am I not serving you? There's no one else in this room but me and you. So why can't I sit when you're not in here? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Relationships will often end in disgust. And I know you want my love, but there's nothing to discuss. I don't need you in my life no more. I don't need you in my life no more. I got no money.
Getting your weight off your feet is really the biggest thing. Because there's a big difference between walking and standing still. Because standing still just puts pressure on parts of your body that, like, we never evolved to stand for long periods of time. We evolved to walk for long periods of time. We need to be continuously moving our weight forward to keep the heaviest damage off of our knees and ankles. That's just a fact of human anatomy. Standing is an inhuman activity that we should not have to do. Everybody who suffers through a situation like that where you are doing your fucking best and people are still being like... I've heard so many horror stories, and I'm sorry that happened to you, Chromie. It should not have happened to Alia. I'ma throw something at him.
What started as a phase has become a growing trend. I guess what I
Save the mellows, throw rocks, yes.
myself delusion cut me
I actually watched this kind of interesting video of someone who decided to buy a whole bunch of the scam, like, you know how, like, it's really bad on TikTok. It's getting this bad on YouTube. Where you get advertised a certain object over and over and over and over again. And heaven help you if you know, do something silly like purchase it or click on the link, because then you get served the exact same ad but from a different company, and then the exact same ad from yet another company and yet another company over and over and over again. So she was like, how do all of it, like, are any of these companies actually going to give me this item? Or are they all scam companies? So she bought a couple of different dresses from some of the scam companies, and oh wow, look at that. They weren't at all what was advertised. Which surprised exactly 0 people. Back when Wish first came out.
Shit, yeah, we got to get paid.
Aww.
Droid adverb food services tipped $20. Mellow voucher because we're having late lunch because body is home month. So you should too, maybe. Do sentients eat?
Woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm sentient, so... But yes, this flesh bag that I'm attached to seems to enjoy being fed. A little too much at times. Oh, oh. Run away right now. Oh, I should look up when the next episode of Solo Leveling comes out. Gore warning if you're squeamish about gore. Also, thank you, Chromies, for foods. So tomorrow.
You know that you control me. Guilty self-affliction. Prey on me when I'm lonely. And I'm your willing victim. My friends already told me, but I don't wanna listen. 'Cause I love the way you hold me.
And we're gonna do a save.
I don't need a reason. 'Cause I don't wanna be.
To get the line work done for about half of this panel. And I can turn off the roughs so you can actually see the... Oh, and the rulers. Tell me, la la la, tell me, la la la, tell me, la la la, be, la la la, tell me, la la la, tell me, la la la, tell me, I don't wanna be.
Excuses, just so I can justify. But in the end it's useless. I tell myself another lie. 'Cause I don't wanna be.
I don't wanna be lonely. I don't wanna be lonely. I don't wanna be lonely. Hit save. Saved it. Okay, let's cut all background processes. La 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 lonely. And we'll stick to vtuber. Airstream. Airstream.
We keep seeing their eyeballs. But that look could kill. They are trying so hard to find all the weaknesses inside, but it's gonna spill. Oh, can we take a minute, turn and face the critics? Let's put flowers in our hair like we don't care.
I was da 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 da. Ah.
That's good. It's just you and me, and making me laugh with your moves. Ain't no stopping. I grew
Why is Microsoft Edge running in the background of my computer? Turn around, turn around. We can turn around. It's just you and me. You can. Why is Skype auto installed on my fucking computer? Can we answer that and then just get rid of it entirely? Okay, all that looks good. Oh, look at that. My CPU and memory dropped 20% from me doing that. God, it's almost like, I don't know. Lonely Slightly